at all.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
I mean, he's a one-punch night guy.
Yeah.
Wade, if Jake Paul gets knocked out, will his career be over? Buddy, his life may be over if he gets knocked out by AJ, because that dude put Francis Ngannou flat on his back, and I had never seen Francis Ngannou hurt before. Again,
this is a proper. I don't think that I would ever consider having a debate about whether Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul is a proper fight between two bona fide champions. I think Jake Paul is someone that's creating a lot of opportunity for himself and using sport as the anchor for it. And would I watch it? No. And do I value it? No.
Joe Rogan delivers a fierce warning, saying Jake Paul is walking into extremely dangerous territory by even imagining a fight with Anthony Joshua. Rogan highlights that Joshua isn't just a top boxer. He's an Olympic gold medalist with terrifying knockout power. According to Rogan, Joshua would punish Jake to silence his habit of calling out elite fighters for hype. He insists the skill gap is massive, and stepping in the ring could end brutally for Jake Paul.
God, if he beat Anthony Joshua, good Lord. I mean, that's a big if. Right?
I mean,
Anthony Joshua,
I do not
Olympic gold medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good Lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Yeah, I just think it's all about the promotion or whatever. I have no idea what the actual motivation is for that fight's not competitive at all.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
I mean, he's a one-punch.
Wade Plemons, host of the Wade Concept podcast, delivers a powerful warning to Jake Paul, saying that stepping in against Anthony Joshua is not just risky, it's outright dangerous. Plemons explains that Jake walks around near 90 kilograms, while Joshua enters the ring at roughly 111 kilograms, creating a massive gap in weight, strength, and raw power. He stresses that trash talk and entertainment fights are one thing, but facing a seasoned heavyweight champion with Olympic pedigree is an entirely different world. Joshua is an Olympic gold medalist for a reason, and his experience is on another level. Plemons argues that if Joshua knocks Jake out, the impact could leave long-term damage, calling the matchup not just a mismatch but a potentially life-altering decision. He believes Jake's hunger for money is blinding him to the true danger ahead.
In making this fight, one, yes, that's the former heavyweight champ. Why is he fighting Jake Paul? And two, why is Jake Paul putting his health and well-being on the line? Because someone asked me on Twitter, Wade, if Jake Paul gets knocked out, will his career be over? Buddy, his life may be over if he gets knocked out by AJ, because that dude put Francis Ngannou flat on his back, and I had never seen Francis Ngannou hurt before. Again, it's boxing, not MMA. Jake has a little more experience, but we're talking about a massive size difference. AJ's still relatively young and still relatively got something left in the tank, and he's only fought the world-class guys for the last 10 years. This would be Jake's not only hardest fight, most dangerous fight of his career. If Jake is doing this, it could signal the last one. I'm not even joking. This could signal Jake being like, I'm having one more of these and I'm out. Because where do you go from Anthony Joshua? We'll get into that part in a second, but the Netflix thing. We know that Anthony Joshua is an exclusive fighter to DAZN. Eddie Hearn has stated that multiple times. AJ, I'm pretty sure, even has a piece of DAZN. I could be wrong about that, but he signed a mega deal years ago with them. So for this fight to take place on Netflix would mean DAZN would say, you can have one of our biggest cash draws, and I may be in a revenue share thing, or maybe Netflix pays them some money, but you can have our biggest cash draw, and we don't have an affiliation with it. That seems a bit unrealistic. But having said that, this isn't a report from anybody in the camp. This is not MVP saying it. This is not Eddie Hearn saying it. This is Mike Coppinger, who I guess has talked to people in the camp. But an independent source saying that they are finalizing a deal. Not that they're in talks. They are finalizing a deal. So this is, again, we're talking 1 yard line, first and goal.
Boxing Kingdom reported on X that negotiations for Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua are actively underway, and this time, it's not an exhibition. According to them, the bout is being discussed as a full professional fight under official Queensberry rules, complete with sanctioned judges, referees, and standard scoring. This means no protective exhibition format, no soft guidelines, just real, high-stakes professional boxing. The news instantly sent shockwaves through the boxing world, especially with rumors claiming the fight could land in December. However, Eddie Hearn, Joshua's longtime promoter, immediately pumped the brakes, calling the reports premature and stressing that no formal contracts have been signed. He insists that although conversations may be circulating, the narrative spreading online is mostly speculation at this point. On the other hand, veteran journalist Ariel Helwani views the situation differently. Helwani argues that when a rumor gains this much traction from multiple credible outlets, it usually signals that something real is developing behind the scenes. He suggests the momentum is too strong to ignore and hints the fight could materialize either at the end of this year or early next. So despite Hearn's caution, Helwani believes the matchup might become reality sooner than anyone expects.
Joshua and Jake Paul are finalizing a deal for a heavyweight fight on Netflix in December in Miami. Sources tell Ring Magazine Paul steps up massively to fight the former heavyweight champion after his exhibition with Gervonta Davis was canceled. Major props to Paul. So there you have it. In the midst of all this, I did reach out to Eddie Hearn, as did Gareth, and he said, "We have spoken, but nothing close, and I doubt he would be so crazy." He being Jake. I then asked him, "Would you say this report is premature?" He said, "Absolutely." And then I said, "Can I attribute this to you?" And he said, "Yes." And so, what do we make of this, guys? Do we think there's smoke to this fire? PT, what do you think? You think this is something that could actually happen? This would be within the next month, right? This would be sometime between now and probably December 19th or so, in that time frame. What do you think?
I think it's a huge fight. You know, I didn't expect this at all. Usually when Jake is in a fight, the odds feel like they're stacked very much in his favor. This is the complete opposite of that. I'd very much agree with Gareth A. Davies' take, which was I'd expect Joshua to obliterate him in a boxing match. I mean, look what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou before that Dubois fight. Like, I mean, it was a completely different affair than the Tyson Fury fight. I think, having heard Eddie Hearn's update and having looked at that tweet again, it feels like boxing's equivalent to the old in the works reporting that we used to see in MMA an awful lot, right? Like when we weren't quite sure, maybe one side had verified that this fight is happening, but you can't get the other side to commit, and it's in the works. It's a huge fight. The one thing I will say is, why would you want that out there? Why would the Ring report this? Why would someone give them that information if it wasn't going to happen? Now, because everything else pales in comparison to this, as far as I'm concerned. Every other fight that they had perspective or potential, I don't think it's as big as Anthony Joshua. So I don't know.
This isn't a ring fight, right? This isn't a ring fight. Anthony Joshua is tied to DAZN. Anthony Joshua has a relationship with Turki Al-Sheikh in Riyadh season. The Ring is...
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more exciting updates ahead.